Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Former Steelers CB Patrick Peterson makes final decision on 2025 season. Former Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Patrick Peterson didn't play in the NFL during the 2024 season. The cornerback won't play in 2025 either. Peterson announced his retirement from the league in a return to the Arizona Cardinals on Monday. Peterson played 10 of his 13 NFL seasons with the Cardinals. I can still play, but I do not want to play. I'm having a good time right now, enjoying my time with the family, golfing with my buddies, still traveling, said Peterson, via NFL.com's Nick Shook. Peterson also said that he plans to continue seeking out a career as an NFL personality. The cornerback played his first 2 seasons outside of Arizona with the Minnesota Vikings from 2021 to 22. Peterson then played his final season with the Steelers. In 2023, Peterson posted 42 combined tackles, 11 pass defenses and 2 interceptions in 17 games with Pittsburgh. He also had 4 combined tackles in 1 playoff game in Pittsburgh. Peterson was last on an NFL roster more than a year ago. The Steelers released the veteran cornerback on March 8 after he completed just 1 season of his 2-year deal. Before his release, there was some talk of Peterson moving to safety in his 2nd season with the team. But the Steelers valued the additional salary cap space with his release over switching the veteran to a new position. The Steelers originally signed Peterson to a 2-year, $14 million contract early in 2023 NFL free agency. Peterson wasn't the same player in Pittsburgh as he was in Arizona. In his first 5 seasons from 2011 to 15, Peterson made first-team All-Pro 3 times. Peterson also made the Pro Bowl 8 consecutive times to begin his career. For the early NFL dominance, Peterson made the 2010s All-NFL Decade Team. In 10 seasons with the Cardinals, the cornerback posted 28 interceptions and 91 pass defenses. During that time, Peterson was arguably the top cornerback in the NFL. The Steelers will be able to lay claim to the cornerback's final NFL season. But obviously, Peterson will be remembered for his Cardinals tenure. For that reason, he fittingly returned to Arizona for his NFL farewell. It was a no-brainer, Peterson said of announcing his retirement in Arizona, via Shook. There was a lot of things said and, it wasn't the greatest departure, but at the end of the day this is where my legacy is, this is where my legacy started. Me and Cardinals owner, Mr. Michael Bidwill had an opportunity to have conversations leading up to this and, like I said, it was a no-brainer because being able to achieve some of the things that I achieved as an Arizona Cardinal, only so many people had the opportunity to do that, like going to 8 straight Pro Bowls, a 3-time All-Pro 1 time as a specialist, being named to the 2010 All-Decade Team. So, my career is here. It lives here. So, like I said, it was a no-brainer for me to come back here and retire a Cardinal where it all started. The Cardinals drafted Peterson at number 5 overall in the 2011 NFL Draft. Only wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald earned more Pro Bowl nominations with the Cardinals than Peterson. Since 1971, Peterson is the leader in first-team All-Pro nominations in franchise history. Ex-Patriots pass rusher reveals why he joined Hall of Fame players with Steelers. Amidst the New England Patriots making changes throughout the roster this offseason, a former defensive tackle saw a better fit in a longtime rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Daniel Equally inked a 1-year, $2.8 million deal with the Steelers in March, and he recently told Steelers Takeaways why he made the move. In the process, he described Steelers stars Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt as future Hall of Fame players. I don't think it was even a question when my agent called and told me the Steelers called him and wanted to sign me. Watching film on them when I was with the Patriots, I really like the scheme they use. It fits with how I played with the Patriots, Equally told Steelers Takeaways. Striking hands, using those to get off blocks, that's my style. A lot of teams don't like their defensive linemen use their hands, they want them to just try and penetrate as fast as they can, Equally added. And, I'm really looking forward to playing next to Hall of Fame players like Cam and TJ. Equally spent the past 4 seasons with the Patriots, where he tallied 5 sacks, 74 tackles, and a forced fumble in that span. He noted the intensity of the Patriots-Steelers rivalry but added he didn't get to play in the 2023 meeting due to a torn bicep. In New England and in Cleveland we didn't take the Steelers lightly. In New England Bill Belichick stressed a lot of the details, Equally said. We had pictures of Cam and TJ posted on the board and he told us not to let those 2 guys beat us. It was always a highly anticipated matchup. Equally could get to play against the Patriots this season when the Steelers visit this fall. Browns' Joe Flacco signing gives Steelers a QB option not named Aaron Rodgers. We are just 10 days and counting until the 2025 NFL Draft, and the Pittsburgh Steelers still don't have their quarterback situation resolved. Since the free agent market dried up, Pittsburgh has been holding out hope for a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers to join the roster, but there has been no movement on a decision from the aging veteran. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns added quarterback competition recently by signing Joe Flacco. The 40-year-old will compete with Kenny Pickett and could emerge as a stopgap starter in Cleveland as the Browns continue their search for a long-term option. This leaves the door open for the Steelers to land a quarterback nobody is talking about. On Monday, Sports Illustrated insider Albert Breer talked about the Browns and their once-rumored interest in Atlanta Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins. However, now that Cleveland has temporarily filled their QB void with Flacco, who could earn up to $13 million in incentives in 2025, a Browns trade for Cousins wouldn't make sense. While the Falcons aren't opposed to keeping Cousins on the roster at his current salary, Breer suggests fans should pay attention to the Pittsburgh Steelers as a landing spot for Cousins. So where could Kirk Cousins go? I think Cleveland is a lot less likely now, but not completely impossible, Breer wrote in his column. The other team I'd pay attention to is the Pittsburgh Steelers if Aaron Rodgers decides not to go there. How he fits there, with the strong personalities in that locker room, and on offense in particular, is a fair question. But you don't have to squint too hard to envision a marriage of convenience between 2 sides who, once the dust settles on Rodgers, may need each other. This may not be the ideal match at this stage of Cousins' career, but the veteran quarterback would give the Pittsburgh Steelers an upgrade over Mason Rudolph and a serviceable option if Aaron Rodgers leaves them high and dry. Cousins is still under contract with the Falcons after signing a pricey 4-year, $180 million contract with Atlanta last offseason. Still, the Falcons would be willing to eat some of his contract to send him packing, which is the only thing that makes a trade doable. But is Cousins with the hassle? Probably not. There's a reason Atlanta benched him for Michael Penix Jr. late in the 2024 season. Cousins' arm looked shot in his 13th NFL season last year. While we might be able to chalk some of this up to the quarterback being fresh off an Achilles heel injury, Cousins didn't have great tools to begin with, and I'd be concerned that he just doesn't have the arm to get the job done at this stage of his career. There's no question that Aaron Rodgers, despite being the older player of the two, still has more left in the tank than Cousins. But the Pittsburgh Steelers can't wait forever, and Rodgers is far from a guarantee to sign. After the Cleveland Browns added another quarterback in Joe Flacco, perhaps the Pittsburgh Steelers will be the team that gives Kirk Cousins one more shot. And you fan? What do you think about Kirk Cousins' situation? Write to us in the comments.